Listen to me carefully. Before you click away, hear this. What if the pain you've been carrying, the pressure, the confusion, the silent battles nobody knows about, were not breaking you, but building you? What if this season of your life, the one you've been trying so hard to escape, is the very season preparing you for everything you prayed for? Because maybe, just maybe, you were not given this battle to lose. You were chosen for it. And I know, right now you may feel tired. Tired of fighting thoughts no one hears. Tired of trying to stay strong for everyone. Tired of carrying weight in silence. And some days, it feels like you're walking through life with wounds nobody can see. Smiling, while hurting. Showing up, while struggling. Believing, while doubting. And that kind of pain, that hidden pain, can make you question everything. Your worth, your purpose, even your future. But listen, the fire you are walking through right now is not here to destroy you. It is refining you. Because gold is not ruined by fire. It is revealed by it. And maybe all this pressure you feel is not punishment. Maybe it is preparation. Maybe what feels like delay is development. Maybe what feels like silence is shaping. Because some breakthroughs are born in darkness. Some miracles begin in waiting. Some transformations happen when nobody sees. And this moment, this hard season, might be where your new life begins. Not after the struggle, inside the struggle. Because strength is not built when life is easy. Strength is built when quitting feels easier. But you keep going anyway. And you have done that. You have survived days you thought would break you. You made it through nights you thought would never end. You kept breathing through pain that could have buried you. Don't call that weakness. Call that resilience. Call that proof. Call that power. Because people who carry purpose often carry pressure. People meant for something greater are often shaped through struggle. And what if your struggle has meaning? What if this battle is not random? What if the reason it has been so hard is because what's on the other side is so big? And today, maybe this is your reminder to wake it up, to stop seeing yourself through pain and start seeing yourself through purpose. Because you are not behind. You are becoming. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not losing. You are learning how to rise. And hear me, do not quit in a chapter that was meant to transform you. Because the version of you that survives this season will not be the same person who entered it. Stronger, wiser, deeper, unshakable. And one day, you will look back at everything trying to break you and thank it for making you who you became. So if your heart is tired, don't stop. If your soul feels heavy, don't surrender. If you feel unseen, don't believe the lie that you are alone. Because something is happening in you, even now, especially now. And this might be the beginning of your rise. There comes a moment when a person reaches what feels like the edge, not the kind of edge people can see, the invisible one, where your spirit feels tired, where your faith feels tested, where your mind whispers, I can't keep doing this. And maybe you stood there in that silent breaking point, where you smiled in public and collapsed in private, where you encouraged everyone else, while secretly wondering who would encourage you, where you kept going, not because you felt strong, but because stopping felt even more terrifying. And hear this, many people think breaking means failure, but often, breaking is where awakening begins. Because sometimes life has to shake everything unstable before it can build something unshakable. Sometimes the old version of you has to crack, so a stronger one can emerge. And I know pain doesn't feel holy when you're inside it. It feels heavy, confusing, unfair. But some storms are not sent to ruin your path. They clear it. Some endings are not destruction. They are redirection. Some losses are not punishment. They are release. And maybe the thing falling apart needed to fall apart because you were trying to carry something you were meant to outgrow. Read that again in your soul. You were trying to hold together. Lonely prayers, silent endurance, and maybe nobody clapped while you kept fighting. But that doesn't mean your strength wasn't growing. Every hard day you didn't quit built something. Every temptation to give up that you resisted built something. Every time you got up again built something. And one day, you will stand in a life that was shaped by those hidden moments and realize your breaking point was your turning point, not your ending, your beginning. Somewhere along the way, you started believing the lie that being wounded made you weak, that struggling meant failing, That feeling tired meant you were losing. But what if what you call weakness is actually evidence of how much you've carried? You're not weak because you feel deeply. You're not weak because life hit hard. You're not weak because some days survival took everything. That is not weakness. That is human strength. Because weak people quit at pressure. You kept breathing. Weak people stopped believing after pain. You kept searching. Weak people let darkness define them. You kept reaching for light. Do you realize how powerful that is? After all you've faced, you're still here, still hoping, still fighting, still becoming. There is power in that. And maybe your problem is not lack of strength, but failure to recognize your strength. You keep looking at scars and calling them damage. God may be calling them proof. Proof you endured. Proof you survived. Proof you were built for more. Scars do not disqualify warriors. They identify them. And maybe you've been underestimating who you are. Maybe you've been praying for strength while walking in it. Maybe you've been asking for signs while being one. Maybe what you seek is already growing inside you. And today, I need you to stop speaking over yourself like someone defeated. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for surviving. Stop treating your resilience like something ordinary, because it isn't. It is sacred. It is rare. And it will carry you further than talent ever could. Hear me. You cannot enter a new season with an old mindset. The future you pray for requires a different identity, a stronger perspective, a deeper discipline, a bolder faith. And this is where many stay stuck. They want new results while protecting old habits, new peace while feeding old fears, new purpose while staying loyal to old pain. Transformation doesn't work that way. To become new, something old must go. Old narratives, old wounds, old limitations, old identities built in survival. Because you were not born merely to survive. You were born to build, to rise, to carry light, to become. And becoming requires shedding. It requires letting the smaller self die, so the greater self can emerge. And yes, that feels uncomfortable, because growth often feels like loss before it feels like freedom. But freedom is coming. If you keep evolving, if you keep saying yes to the higher version of you calling, because that voice inside saying, there has to be more, is not random. It is invitation. And I believe you were made for more, much more. The hardest part of the journey is often the moment before breakthrough, because right before dawn, night looks darkest. Right before harvest, the ground looks empty. Right before transformation, everything feels uncertain. And many people quit there. Right before things change. Don't leave before the miracle. Don't stop before the shift. Don't surrender because it feels slow. Seeds grow in silence. And so do destinies. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean heaven is not working. Just because the door hasn't opened doesn't mean it isn't forming. Just because you feel forgotten doesn't mean you are abandoned. Something is happening, even in silence, especially in silence. And maybe you are closer than your fear is telling you, closer than disappointment says, closer than exhaustion whispers, closer than you can imagine. So keep walking, keep believing, keep becoming, because this is not where your story ends. So now, I want you to remember this. You were not made to live buried beneath fear. You were not born to remain trapped in survival. You were not carried through every battle just to quit before purpose. You have something in you, too powerful to stay hidden. And maybe this message found you. You are not broken. You are being built. You are not late. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. And one day, the things that once wounded you will become the testimony that heals others. Your pain will become power. Your survival will become wisdom. Your story will become light. But first, you have to rise. Rise above the lie. Rise above the fear. Rise above the old self. Rise into who you were always becoming. Because your life is not over. Your calling is not dead. Your breakthrough is not canceled. And this season, this very season, may be where everything begins. So breathe. Stand up. Lift your eyes. And move forward. Because you were chosen for this battle. And you were meant to win.